Today we're going to be talking about how to avoid getting seasick on a cruise.
Yes, stay tuned, it's a very important topic.
Hi everyone, I'm Rick.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
And today we're talking about some things you can do to avoid
Seasickness. First of all, we booked 2 cruises.
I am ready to go. As
He's
you guys,
ready, yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, definitely. So what have we booked so far?
We booked one in December, right after Christmas. It's not a real booking, it's a rebooking of something that was cancelled. So we were supposed to go to the Middle East, to Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Unfortunately, the itinerary was cancelled due to COVID. So we booked a Med cruise from Trieste to Venice.
And so over here in Italy, Costa runs around the Mediterranean
All the time.
on normal years.
Yes.
And Costa and MSC have been doing their cruises. They've done probably 2 or 3 dozen itineraries with no problems whatsoever.
Yes, they do a testing before you get on board, and you cannot peruse around ports on your own. You have to stay with their own tour guides. So they try to contain as much as possible the spread of the virus, and seems to be working really well.
Well, imagine that. Everyone tested first, no COVID on the ship.
Brilliant. So that's the first one we booked, and then
what was the second one?
we booked the Mediterranean.
Oh, on Princess.
Yes.
For next year. I thought he was going to say he got me a birthday cruise.
No birthday cruise at the moment. We are still monitoring the situation and see how the new lockdown or possible lockdown is going to be in Italy before making any decision, unfortunately. But we booked one for August. Actually, again, was a cancellation and a rebook.
Yes.
So Princess cancelled our itinerary on the Enchanted Princess around the Med. But we found an even better itinerary on a smaller ship, the Pacific Princess.
Exactly. Now, to be sure, the Enchanted Princess is still going to do the Med next year. They're just doing a 2-week rotation rather than a 3-week rotation. And we found on the Pacific Princess, they do all of these little ports that, like Monte Carlo.
Exactly, which is
what?
like, wow.
Yeah, so, and it's 24 days.
So
very cool.
we booked it.
Yep. And I think we're going to get on that
Oh
one.
yeah, we're going to get on that one.
I'm sure.
We're going to get on that one.
Definitely. So, things we can do to avoid getting seasick on our cruise.
Well, first of all, we never got seasick. But we saw a lot of friends and people that cruise with us that had some trouble with motion sickness. So we did some research, and this is what you can do to avoid seasickness.
Right. So, number 1, pick a cabin on a low deck in the midships.
Exactly. So if you think about a ship and you are in the middle, when it rocks, you are not rocking very much. But if you're on the front of the ship, for example,
that's right. And if you're at the bottom, like on deck 4 or 5,
it's much less than if you're up here.
That's right.
It rocks like this.
Yeah.
So
a pendulum would have been a good way to describe it. But yes, trust us, folks. Pick a cabin down on deck 4 or deck 5 in the middle,
and you'll be fine.
You'll be good. And ideally, a balcony cabin.
Yes.
Or something where you can see the horizon.
See the horizon and get some fresh air.
Exactly. Number 2, pick an itinerary that is friendly for seasickness. Some itineraries are very sheltered, and you always sail in very sheltered water, like the Inside Passage in Alaska, for example. Right. If you want to cruise from Vancouver to Alaska and back, the Inside Passage is essentially like a lake.
Yeah. You have a little stretch of open seas, but it's so minuscule that basically will never feel anything.
That's right. The only time I've noticed, on Alaska I've never noticed anything.
Yeah, unless you go from Anchorage to Vancouver, then you have a little stretch of open sea. But if you do a 7 days return from Vancouver, then it's very, very calm.
Right. And of course, think seasonality.
Yes.
Hurricane season in the Caribbean?
Not a good idea.
Probably.
So avoid the beginning of the season and the end of the season.
Right.
So in the Caribbean, for example, avoid the October, November, and May, June sailing because are more prone to hurricanes. Again, these are the cheapest ones, so you might be.
So if you take advantage of a cheap deal
Yeah.
in the Caribbean, let's say during hurricane season, deck
Chances
4, deck 5, think about that, balcony, or at least ocean view, and then you'll be
Yes.
you'll be in better shape.
Much better.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Another thing you have to think about it, avoid itinerary with a lot of sea days. Because if you have a lot of sea days, chances are one of those sea days might be rough.
And those cruises tend to be cheaper as well.
Yes. So for example, Los Angeles to Hawaii with 5 sea days one way and 5 sea days on the way back, chances are a couple of those sea days might be really rough.
Yeah. Or a cruise to Antarctica, for instance.
Yes.
If you're a newbie going on a cruise to Antarctica, maybe you don't want, with going through the Drake Passage, like maybe you might want to avoid that kind of a,
Might be a little choppy.
yeah, otherwise.
Otherwise,
And Carla, if you're listening, you are a trooper.
you were. Again,
Medication?
yeah, medication. So if you want to take some medication for sickness, start a couple of days before you get on board.
Yeah.
Because they need time to kick in. So
That's
start
right.
a couple of days before and ask your doctor, and yeah, start in advance.
That's right. And here's like number 1. This is like my favorite,
Yes.
my absolute favorite. That's actually number 6, but my absolute favorite is don't convince yourself or don't worry about getting seasick on a cruise.
Exactly.
Because if you worry about getting seasick on a cruise,
Chances are you're gonna get seasick.
yeah, it's like anything else. Don't
It's a
worry.
placebo
about it.
effect. Yeah,
That's
you
right.
will immediately get seasick.
Worry about having fun.
Exactly. So you have to think about it. Like the modern cruise ship are built for comfort. So they have every possible tools on board to keep you as steady and as smooth as possible. So don't convince yourself that you're gonna get seasick because chances are you will not get seasick.
That's right. That's right. So guys, we are in the race to 1,000 subscribers.
Exactly.
If you like what we've been doing, definitely hit the subscribe button,
and you'll be notified.
and you'll be notified, and you'll get to see more of us
Exactly.
twice a week here on YouTube.
Exactly. So all these remedies are stuff that you can do before getting on board. Let's talk about what you can do once you're on board.
That's right. Okay, so number 1, they sell the wristbands
Yes.
at the gift shop.
Yes. And lots of people have very good results with those. They are actually trigger points from Chinese medicine.
That's right.
And apparently they work really well, so try those. Another thing that works really, really well is ginger.
Right. So ginger ale.
Ginger ale. Or if you feel a little queasy, go to the buffet or go to the kitchen and ask for ginger. And they always have the little candied ginger that they serve with the sushi or ginger tea, and that works magic.
They serve candied ginger with sushi.
Yeah, the pickled ginger.
the pickled ginger.
ginger. Sorry,
Right.
the pickled ginger. Or actually, you can buy some candied
That's
ginger
right.
before getting on board
That's right.
and chew on one of those, and works really, really well.
I was thinking maybe there was a new type of sushi.
No.
All right. So avoid the triggers that might make you feel seasick on a cruise.
Exactly. All the smells that can get you sick. Like, for example, if you go to the teppanyaki and the smell of food in front of you might get a little intense if you are seasick. So avoid those.
Yep.
Stick with the main dining room. You'll be
Yep.
much more comfortable.
Definitely.
And avoid area of the ship that are in the front or in the back. Again, the pendulum.
That's where they are all at. Lido deck. The Lido pool is usually a great place.
Yes.
In the summertime, if you can hang out
Exactly.
there.
Fresh air helps
Definitely.
a lot.
When we were in Antarctica, I had a massage during those rough days. That was nice. Made me not to think about. Actually, laying down
Yes, laying down.
was a great one. Number 6, folks. Try and relax on a cruise.
Exactly.
Lay down on a
on a
pool
bed.
lounger
Yeah,
or
exactly.
in
On
your
your
bed
bed.
or something like that, and it'll make things go by way better. Or have a massage.
Yes, and massage. Another thing that works really well is acupuncture. So, and usually they have an acupuncturist on board. It's a bit expensive, but it really works. So if
Yeah.
it's the trade between not enjoying the rest of your cruise or spending the little money for an acupuncture treatment, I would go for
Take the
acupuncture.
acupuncture.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And lastly, remedies, like medical
Yes.
remedies.
Yes.
There's the patch behind your ears.
We've heard some really negative things about
Yes,
that.
yes.
To the point where even the ship's doctor was saying, don't
Don't do that.
wear the patch behind the ear.
Yeah, gets your mouth dry. You have lots of side effects.
And there's also some really nasty risks.
Yes.
So we're not going to go get into that in this video, but we don't recommend the patch anymore.
Exactly. Lots of doctors say don't do that. But if you really feel sick, go to the medical center and they have what they call, it's called the jab.
Yes.
They call it the jab.
Right? Yep.
It's a one treatment of some medication. You sleep for about 12 hours after that, but then your seasickness is gone.
Oh,
So
well,
that's
perfect.
something you can try.
If you guys have had the jab from the medical center, let us know what it was like, because
Exactly.
seasickness is not really a problem for us, but it is a problem for a lot of you. And if you've had the jab, let us know what it was like.
Yeah, we would like to know, and
Yeah.
we never heard of it. We only heard of it. We never tried it, so we would like to know more.
Sure, exactly.
Cool. But most importantly, don't think you're gonna get seasick,
No.
and you'll be fine.
No, worry about how you're going to sound while you're singing karaoke.
I don't worry about it because I sound horrible.
Okay, worry about how much food you're going to eat.
Exactly, and then you're gonna be fine.
Or about your next holiday.
Even better.
Folks, this has been a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.
Take care.